Where you from? Man, I'm from down in the valley.
I got people trying to wish and pray that I'ma fall about it, all about it till we spoke in person. Don't wanna talk about it now, huh? Oh, you sound tough, toying with them, don't get wound up. How you wound up? Another number in the round up. Put the town up, I built the sling up.
You mean like San Antonio? Nah, man, farther.
Got the east side flow. I'm a giant in the space like FIFA. All the kids
V's up, player.
Every time when they see my show, thinking that it happened overnight.
Let's start the show, Wattis.
All right, welcome back, DITV fan, and we continue to get the best of the best in the 956, and another one coming with us today, a local guy from Weslaco, a playmaker out of Weslaco High School, 31-6A offensive MVP, first team All District, leader, competitor, go-to weapon for the Panthers, just signed with Schreiner University, built in the Valley. Panther Joseph Leal is in the building. What's going on, Joseph?
What's going on?
Man, I'm happy to have you here and thank you for doing this. And before we kind of get going, I wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Right, it's a big deal to have the opportunity to play at the next level, and it's a big attribution to your family, you, and for the hard work. So I wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Good as well. We're going to do the icebreaker. What we like to do is start, bench, or cut. So I'm going to give you three different names or things, and then you tell me what you're going to start, what you're going to bench, and what you're going to cut. So you're a playmaker, so I got to go with the receivers, right? Justin Jefferson, and you're a Texas boy, so I got to go CD Lamb, and then Jamar Chase. Which one are you going to start? Which one are you going to bench, and which one are you going to cut?
All right. So I like Justin Jefferson and I like Jamar Chase, but they don't beat CeeDee Lamb. So start CeeDee Lamb. I'm gonna have to cut Jamar Chase and bench Justin Jefferson.
Ooh, who's your favorite player right now in the NFL?
CeeDee Lamb.
Is it? That's your main
Or
guy?
George Pickens.
Pickens is nice, man. He had a good
He's
season.
nice. Yeah, I like him. Like
Yeah,
between,
people give him a lot of grief, right? Because they say he has
yeah,
an attitude, but he didn't really do any attitude this year with the Cowboys.
yeah, I think it's just the community he was at like before. Like he wasn't where he was supposed to be.
And the wide receivers get a bad rap, though,
Yeah.
right? I think Terrell Owens kind of messed that up for the wide receivers
Yeah.
because he was a little bit of drama, and he had Randy Moss, and then the guys like Jerry Rice. They were always few and far between. Then like Odell, another guy that kind of got out there. So, are you a Cowboys fan?
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite Cowboy moment?
Favorite Cowboy moment? I'm not sure. That's a good one. Probably would be when like okay, it's not really a moment, but it would be like a time period when like Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb were like both like in the rookie era, and they were
Yeah,
just like dotting up the whole season. That's probably like my favorite because that's when Ezekiel Elliott was like,
he was a dog back
yeah,
then.
that's when he was that's when he was Ezekiel Elliott. Now it's like it's not like yeah. So
I
that's
know.
probably my favorite Cowboy era.
Poor dude, they have those memes with his shirt being up and he has a big old panza,
Yeah,
right? Because he was a good player. Like Zeke
yeah.
was, man, that first 3 seasons that he put it on for the Cowboys, man, they missed some opportunities with that team
I
to
thought
to
for
go
sure the
for.
Super Bowl contenders at least like one of those years.
Yeah, and they had a good defense. There's always something. I'm a Cowboy fan too, so I've been through all the highs and the lows, and we definitely have some making up to do. So, but the good thing right now is everybody's undefeated.
Yes, sir.
Right. So the Cowboys to the Super Bowl. We're gonna be talking about it until we're not. So
Hopefully it's our
let's
year.
go with let's go over the next one. We're a big food page, right? We like talking about food. So we're gonna go tacos, barbecue, or Italian.
Okay. So I like my fettuccine alfredo. So I'm gonna
Mm,
start. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start Italian. Then I'm gonna go bench, barbecue, and cut tacos.
that's a unique one, my boy. Nobody's put tacos last, and nobody said Italian first. What's your favorite Italian place?
I mean, I go to Olive Garden pretty often, but I also like Cheddar's is not really a Italian, is it? But like I like their Alfredo they have there though.
Nah, it's bomb. Yeah, I've had that.
Good.
The one that's good, I talked to, I think it was Wes Thompson from UTRGV or was it Spencer Rich? One of the UTRG players. We talked about Meatball Cafe at the Island. Have you ever been to that one?
No, I haven't.
You got to try it, man. But it's not cheap. So
Yeah, yeah.
that place is not cheap, but it's a really good Italian spot. So if you like Italian, next
Is
time you're
it
at the
by the one
Island.
by Wingstop?
Yes, it's right a little
Oh yes,
farther down.
I've tried it before. The
It's
pizza.
real
I've tried the
dark
pizza.
inside.
Yeah, it's real dark inside. Yes, and it
Yep.
has the
Yeah.
little lamps and stuff on the table.
Yep. Oh yeah, that place is
Yeah, I've
good.
tried the pizza. Yeah, the pizza is good. Yeah, it's not. It's pretty pricey.
Yeah, it is pricey, man. I went there with my girls, and I think I spent like $200, which it's just me. Well, I had me, my wife, my two daughters. I guess that's, but still $200. Olive
Yeah,
Garden's only like 120. I like Olive Garden too.
yeah. All around's pretty good.
All right, let's go into kind of your background. Did you grow up in Weslaco, and was football your first passion?
So yes, I did grow up in Wesco, but football was not my first passion. I was a big baseball guy. I played center
Baseball.
field. Yeah, I played center field. So so going into my sophomore year, we put in and we went to the senior league little league World Series.
What?
The West. Yeah, we went to the World Series in well, not everyone says Williamsport, but that's the 12U division. We were 16 and we made it to South Carolina. So yeah, I was a big baseball
Wow.
guy. I was a big baseball guy, and then like just things just doesn't go well. Like, oh, it doesn't always go your way, you know. So like going into my junior year, like I just decided to just get rid of baseball, and then I had a breakout season my last year, my junior year during football. So I just everything put everything I had into football, and this is where I am now.
Yeah, Weslaco, I've always thought Weslaco was a great community for sports.
Yeah.
And I've always respected Weslaco, even when I was here, when I was younger, when I went to Los Fresnos and I lived in Harlingen. What was it like growing up in Weslaco?
So my younger years, I lived in like we were like we were like mid class, you know, like we were in the neighborhood, like 3 bedroom. There was like 6 of us, I believe, in the 3 bedroom, and it was we were all right. But then like eventually we grew out of that, so financially we got better. We grew out of that house, you know. West Coast, like when I was first born, it was smaller to me. Like there was not much very things, and then we got a Chick-fil-A, we got an Applebee's, we got a
Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse, we got a Freddy's. You know, it just started growing, 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 and it's nice. I like it here. It's pretty nice.
How about the sports environment? How was it growing up? Because I mean, Weslaco pride and kind of what everybody with Weslaco is big on showing their Panther pride. How was it
Yeah.
growing up as an athlete in Weslaco?
Well, growing up as an athlete, I played all sports. I played baseball, basketball, football. But I didn't start football. I didn't start tackle football till 5th grade.
Mm.
Yeah, but I was a seasonal guy, so I was always like just whatever sport it is, I was just focusing on that sport like throughout the like little league and then basketball clubs and you know. So yeah, it was pretty fun. You know, you have a bunch of like leagues going on all the time here in Wesco, like, and everyone always the community is good with sports around here.
What was your proudest moment playing for the Weslaco Panthers?
My proudest moment playing for the Wesco Panthers was when probably this year when we played Harlingen. I scored the first touchdown of the game, and then I just looked to the crowd, and everyone's just like on their feet, packed crowd,
Yeah.
everyone, and the lights flickering up and down, and I'm just like, whoa, like I haven't had this feeling since like 8 months ago, and I'm like, whoa, like this is nice.
Yeah, we talk about how special it is to be from the valley and high school football, right? Because high school football here is different. The environment, the community, just the 956 does it differently when it comes to football and sports in general. What do you feel as far as being proud, and what does it mean to you to represent the 956 at the next level?
Well, I don't like that. Like it's always known as like the valley's weak. No one can ever make it out of the valley, you know. Like, and I've always told my dad that like I want to like make a name for myself and like put the valley like on the map, sort of. And like even having UTRGV football here now, it actually helps. Like people realize that the valley is a nice place. Like
Mhm.
especially all the athletes that come down and they start playing here, like they start realizing like that the valley is a nice place. You know, it's not just so bad. So yeah, I want to go represent the the valley at the next level. Hopefully, get that starting spot, make a name for myself, and then move up in the ranks, and then go play somewhere else, a higher division.
Yeah, and I talked to a lot of those players. They say the same thing you said. Is like when they get down here, they love it. Everything about they love it. So you're right. I mean, I think that's going to change in the next 10 years. And I think this new generation, like you and all the other players that are starting to be, it's not one or two players that are getting opportunities to go to the next level. We got like 10 or 15 that are going to different levels within the country that have you do really well. You're able to come back home and play in front of your home school. How great would that be? And what would excite you about if you're able to come back home?
I had a little like during the end of my junior year, I had like a little like communication with them. It was like we were building up like the recruiting process, but then like they had such a good year. Like they find better people. So it's like, okay, like it happens. That happens in the recruiting process. So like it would mean a lot to me if I could like play at the next level, make a name for myself, and then eventually have the ability to come play down here at the UTRGV.
Yeah, that'll be great, man. I think hopefully a lot of you guys are going away, going Shriners, Southwestern, Texas Lutheran. I talked to somebody go to Massachusetts, somebody talking to Maine. If you guys are able to come back, I think that would be kind of special. You mentioned your father earlier, and I wanted to kind of touch on that. Who are the people behind your journey and what have they taught you on and off the field?
Well, my dad's he's very hard, like on the field he's hard. Like when I was growing up, he was always like boom boom boom, like everything, like get it right, do it right, do it right, do it right. And then my mom's always like on the softer side telling him, like, hey, like you need to calm down. He's only like 10 years old, but like it goes both ways, like I think my dad played a big role in who I am today and the player that I am today, and my mom is there for the support, the moral support. So yeah, I think my parents more than likely uh influenced me the most to be who I am.
Is is there any messages that they tell you on a daily basis that you're going to take on with you when you leave home?
Yeah, they just say don't quit, keep your head up, keep grinding. My dad always tells me like, are you gonna work out today? And then like if I say like no, I'll take the job. Well, just someone else they're working out, they're gonna get the starting spot, and I'm like, okay, now I gotta get up, go work out, do a thing too, and then so yeah, he's always motivating.
Yeah, I remember when I was young, my father's a Marine, and I've said that in a couple of interviews, and he would tell me stuff like put some pep in your step, some pride in your stride. Hard work equals success, and why are you sleeping? Somebody else is working. And I remember when I was young, I would look at him like, man, why are you preaching to me? Right. But now that I'm older, I say the same thing to my kids. That's right. So the stuff that we hear from our parents when we're young, it does help, and I think it's something that will be able to remind you of where you're from and remind you of your family. So definitely keep that in tow and be able to do it. Now you are a playmaker, and I watched your games, and you were one of the go-to guy when it comes to the big moments. What goes through your head, and what allows you to be able to succeed in those moments that other people can't.
A big thing that I do, I'm pretty sure a lot of playmakers do this, but it's just more like of block everything out, and it's just me and the DB. Like, how am I gonna beat this guy? Block the noise, the crowd, everything, and like I kind of not try to think about like I try to think of it like, okay, I'm at practice, like I'm in the game, but I think of it like, okay, like I don't think about like, don't get overworked about like the situation you're in. Just try to do what you do at your best and just try to make it like a normal play, and then eventually it just becomes a natural habit to you just to make big plays.
Yeah, you did a lot of it, right? So I know you had a really big season. You were able to put yourself on the stage, and football is a team sport, right? And I think football, you have to have a lot of things in place to be successful. What coaches really stood out for you to help you on your journey, and what have they taught you?
So Coach Showman, he's it's like he's been there my whole life because I've known him since I was little, and so he's always just been looking at me since I was in middle school, elementary, just waiting for me to get to the high school level. And so I think he's played a big role on who I am today. But also, Coach Pena, he is now the head coach at Bobcats.
Yeah.
But he was my coach. He was our offensive coordinator from my freshman to my junior year. I liked him. He played a big role because he was just straight up with you. Like he would never sugarcoat anything. Like if he would tell you, he would pause. You'd watching film with him. He'd pause it and he would tell you like what are you doing? Like like I feel like he played a big role because he was just always straight up with me and like so yeah. I think those two coaches played a big role and obviously my position coach, Coach Carnas, he taught me a lot too as well.
Nice. Well, I know that you committed to Shriner, and that's the next step. What was your recruiting process like? What options do you have? What other schools did you hear from? And why was Shriner the place for you?
Okay, so I didn't really have many offers. I had a lot of interest, but not offers. So coming out of junior year, I had Southern Nazarene in Oklahoma, and I had Central Oklahoma. Both give me like interest, but they were both in Oklahoma. I never really had. I had Trinity text me a little bit, but no one really like actually pulled the trigger on me. And then I had texted Coach Keith Allen. This is the because last year they went 6-1. They didn't have a complete season, but that was their inaugural season. But this
Right.
upcoming year is going to be like their actual inaugural season. We have a full schedule and everything, joining the harder conference. So I had texted him before they had any coaching staff, and he was like, "Okay, like I like what I see. Like I'm gonna get back at you." So I was like, "Okay, like nothing. Like weeks, months went by, nothing ever happened." So I was like, "Damn!" Like I was just thinking, like I'm just gonna go to college, like just go study whatever I'm gonna study. Like maybe I'll just it's time to hang it up. And then I get a call from Coach Stroman, and he's like, "Hey, Coach Keith Allen wants to talk." So I'm like, oh, "Okay." Like, so I go to his office, and then they have they have him on the phone, and it's the middle of the school day, and then I get a call from Keith Allen and the position coach that he just got hired, the receivers, and then they were like, "Yeah, like we like what I see, like we want you to come out to see an official visit." And I was like, "Okay, like sounds good." And then they saw my film, and then like 5-10 minutes later, the position coach just gave me an offer. So when I went to go
Wow.
visit, I was like, I like the hill country. It was nice out there. It's nice out there.
Yeah.
The campus is not very big. It's like 1,400 kids. It's a private school, and I just fell in love with the facilities, the game plan they have. Trying to make history. So I committed maybe like 2 weeks after my official visit, and I just went with them because they gave me like the opportunity to play at the next level. Like when other colleges just gave me interest and didn't really believe in what I had.
Yeah, that's special, man. I'm pretty sure you're gonna remember that when you get older. When you talk about, man, I wanted to play. I thought I wasn't gonna play, and you get this phone call from a coach that you haven't spoke to in a couple months, and boom, your life changes,
Yeah.
right? When you did commit to them, who's the first person you called, other than the coaches?
Okay. So when I first committed to them, I was actually in my mom's room. I was in my mom's room laying down, and I was like, you know what? Like, I think it's time. Like, so I committed. I told my mom, boom, boom, and then I called my girlfriend and I told her. She plays a big role too in who I am and what she supports me all no matter what they're supporting me. So yeah, I called her first and her family and I let them know. And obviously, I called Coach Stroman right after that, and we were all pumped up and excited. So yeah.
So mom, girlfriend. So that's make sure mom's first, right? But the girlfriend got a little bit of love also. So I like to ask this question to kind of to finish up the interview because all of us are going to be former athletes at one point, right? I'm 45 and I relive my Al Bundy kind of what I used to be back in the day moments all the time, right? But as an adult and as somebody that when you get into the workforce, you kind of have to remember those things because they're not stuff that's present. What do you want to be remembered for, and what do you plan on doing after your playing days are over?
I want to be remembered like for like out of everyone I play with in the college level and high school level, I want them to remember me like as a leader. Cause like walking, like I'm not, I'm a very confident guy, but I'm also very like humble. And like you gotta even it out. So like I wanna like go into the locker room and like kind of like set the tone for the season. Let everyone know like like we're here for business. So I want them to know that like I'm not someone that like plays around. Like I'm there to get working and to play football. So I want them to remember me as like someone that was willing to work. Always leading the team, hardworking man. Someone that lives in the weight room.
Good. Yeah, leadership is interesting, right? Some people are natural leaders, right? And I was lucky enough to be a captain on every team I was on, and I think naturally I felt like I was a good leader. And some people are not leaders, and they work more towards being in the gym and leading by example. So whatever one you are, it doesn't really matter to people. It just really matters the work ethic and being humble. So I'm glad you said that on it. So last thing for me is just want to say thank you again. Like I said earlier, um, being a college athlete is special, and being able to do what you did in your high school career, because I followed it, and the things that you did to put the city on the map, put yourself, your family on the map, is something you should be really thankful for, and know that you have people out there like myself and others that support you. And going away from college is hard, so I'm sorry for preaching to you, but we're really excited for you, right? And you're representing us, you're representing the valley wherever you're at, and I do hope one day that either you stay out there and just represent, or you come back home, right? And then we can celebrate you here locally, would be cool too. So wanted to say thank you. And do you have any last words for the audience or anything to part ways with?
Go Panthers.
Yes, sir. Go Panthers all day. All right. Well, pleasure, Jerry, to come in, and we are Jerry. What am I talking about? Joseph. Pleasure to have you, and we look forward to watching your career, and we'll definitely be in contact.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Have a good rest of your day.